schedule, bad weather, late Q&A. I'm aware of this. So let's get started with this Q&A. I do have some questions on YouTube as well as one on Facebook, a messenger, but this is a special circumstance, so I don't want anyone sending me questions on there daily. I still want it to be still YouTube and Twitter, but this is just a special circumstance, so let's get this out the way. And this is from Final Limits. He actually sent me 5 questions on here, so let's get started with these. What do you think of Freddie having an Xbox One? Cool, good for him. Did you start watching The Walking Dead again? Yeah, I did. I actually watched the season premiere. I stopped watching it for a while, but well, I actually did see the big episode that freaked everybody out. And if you haven't watched it yet, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But yeah, I did see that. It's not bad. It actually is pretty good, but it has the same formula. If you're showing growth, or if you have hope, you're dead. And it's the same old shtick. But I will say they were bold enough to get rid of one of their main characters. So, not bad. What do you think? What did you think of Ben Fields, the cop who threw around the black teenage girl? Was he right in throwing the girl around like trash, or was he wrong? Honestly, when I saw the video, I didn't see her provoking anybody. I didn't see her disobeying the law. The fact that he manhandled her like that and literally shocked the entire class was wrong. And honestly, when I read in the report about it, that this guy has actually been he's actually been reported on racial profiling multiple times. He's done this multiple times with people, and the fact that he's not fired, I'm shocked. But there's some areas of the country that has more loyalty towards the people that they work with than than the discipline that they have on the workforce and what to do with it when they do disobey that. So that's the only sad part about it. But yeah, he was wrong for that. Why do they call the Walking Dead? Well, why do they call the walkers on the Why are they called walkers on The Walking Dead? Okay, my bad. Instead of living dead or zombies. I have no idea. It's all about who wrote the story, who wrote the graphic novel. They're zombies. I don't know why, but I guess you gotta have a title for your story, so they call them walkers, even though they're zombies. It's just dumb to me. If walkers were real, how would the world be, and how long will you survive? I pray I won't be here when it happens. Seriously. Seeing how everybody supposedly carries the walker gene, let's just say that nobody's safe. No one is. And honestly, I pray I won't be here if that happens, which I doubt. But if it does, I pray I won't be here. But anyway, thanks Final Limits for the questions. And like I said, I don't want this to be a usual routine. It's just a special circumstance in his case of why he sent me via Facebook Messenger. But like I said, still stick to Twitter as well as YouTube. My first set of questions actually comes from Largest85 via Twitter. His questions for me is what character is your favorite on Saved by the Bell? Good grief, I can't speak today. Zach was always cool. And, I always liked his flair. He kind of reminds me of Ferris Bueller. Like an earlier version of a later version of Ferris Bueller. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was actually copying off that character. Because, yeah, it was like 10 years later. So, well, close to 10 years later. But, yeah, I actually like Zach. He had flair. He had charisma. And not to mention, he had a lot of growth moving on down the line, since Saved by the Bell went from high school to, actually they went from middle school to high school and to college, and then to the big marriage between Kelly and Zach, which kind of capped off the whole series. But yeah, they did a good job with that, and my favorite is always going to be Zach. Why do people always bitch about WWE not having a black WWE champion when The Rock, who is black, won multiple times? Okay, when it comes to The Rock, a lot of people don't consider The Rock as black. They consider him more as Samoan. He actually claims himself more as Samoan than he does as black, even though his dad was black and his mom Samoan. So a lot of people don't really consider The Rock black, and that's the reason why they still complain about the fact that they haven't been a black WWE champion. Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm all about opportunities for everybody, and we don't have a black WWE champion, but we had a black world champion in Ron Simmons. I do believe that that The Rock's dad with Tony Atlas, Pierre Maivia, I think I don't think it's Pierre Maivia, Rocky Maivia. He actually was the tag team champions, first black tag team champions with Tony Atlas. Yeah, as for the main brand champion, yeah, we don't have one, and honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. There's far too much racism going on as it is. Which race is more racist, blacks or whites? Honestly, it's not even a black or white thing. Everybody's racist. Racism is at an all-time high, especially in my neck of the woods, and I'm tired of it. I actually did a video on it, but honestly, guys, I'm sick of it. I really am. For those that actually do want to see that video, I'll leave it in the card above, so by all means take a look. But honestly, I'm just tired. I'm sick of racism. I'm sick of talking about racism. I don't care about racism, and I wish it disappears. I wish it vanishes without a trace. Seriously. Your next question for me is this: would you rather marry a black man or a white man? Anybody that treated me with love and respect, I don't care what color they are. That's just me. I don't have a preference. As long as you actually do care about me, treat me with respect, and you try, sure, I'm all for it. Doesn't matter if you're black or white. And I'm not saying it as a reference to Michael Jackson. I'm being serious. I don't care. Thoughts on Raven-Symone's controversial comments on The View? That chick does everything to get attention, and she has. But that's her point of view. That's how she feels about things. But people are like, that's a way of saying it. No, there really isn't. There is no way of saying how you feel. There is no way of being honest, but being honest. A lot of people don't like her comments. A lot of people don't like what she has to say. My beef with her is that she has comments that she knows nothing about. If she actually had facts behind some of her opinion, well, I don't say opinions, but if she had facts behind some of the things that she says on The View, then I'll be like, okay, fine. She has a point. People may not like that, but at least she has facts to back them up. She usually don't. And that's just her spouting out the mouth. I don't really care much for Raven-Symoné anymore. I loved her when she was on That's So Raven. I loved her when she was on The Cosby Show. But hey, sometimes people get too big for their britches, and in her case, she has. But I don't know. With people doing this ridiculous petition, I doubt they're going to fire her because she brings ratings. That's how it is for her. And that's how she is at this point. I really don't care that much. But let's move on to the final set of questions that I have on YouTube. My first question comes from Dustin Nunn. Who is your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character of all time? Honestly, my opinion is there's far too many Sonic the Hedgehog characters. It should only be like a small 4. There should be Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow. That's it. No Amy, no Cream. Sorry, Freddy, I know that you love Cream, especially your old name, Cream Crazy. But I just want to have the basic 4. And I don't care if they're dudes. It's as long as they have a purpose of being there. Okay, maybe I can deal with Rouge the Bat. But that's it. No more. Please. Just have those 5. I mean, at least Rouge is interesting. So, yeah, let's just have Rouge on there. So I'll probably have those main 5. And people are like, what about Silver? Silver was overdone. Well, I'm not going to say overdone, but even though Silver had cool powers, no, we don't need another Hedgehog. We already got 2. We got Sonic and we got Shadow. Leave it at that. But, yeah, I will say that I like Tails. Tails isn't a bad, he isn't a bad sidekick, but he does get annoying, especially playing Sonic 2. Sonic is cool. I don't particularly have a favorite. But I will say that I enjoyed the games. I mean, I definitely enjoyed Sonic 2. Sonic 3 is way too hard for me. Not so much beating the game, but the special stages is freaking hard. You always get like a bit of anxiety every time you're trying to beat it. And I'm like, I just gotta beat it. And I always like miss by like one or two. So yeah, but either or, I don't have a particular favorite for Sonic the Hedgehog. But I will say the Sonic the Hedgehog and Tails are pretty awesome. And Knuckles is cool too. Shadow has a bit of an edge, but he's not that bad. But like I said, I don't really have a favorite. And my last set of questions comes from Old 8 Griffin. Do you think people need to get over the fact that there isn't a black WWE champ? I don't care. Like I said, I don't care what people think. And I know that if people are, well, I'm not going to say butthurt, but if people are complaining for the fact that we don't have a WWE champ, that's how they feel. And they want to have somebody that represents them. So they have every right to feel the way they do. I'm not going to say they're butthurt. I'm not going to say they need to get over because that's just wrong. Because that's how they feel. You know, I wouldn't want the same thing to be said to me. So, like I said, it doesn't really matter to me. And that's how they feel about it. Why do people get so upset that Triple H buried Booker T? I don't care. I mean, I really don't know why that people are upset about that. But Triple H is known for not losing. And he's known for not liking to lose. So, and plus, I'm not a big fan of Booker T anymore. So if he did bury Booker T back in the day, I'm like, oh well. Like, seriously. But all I can say is that Booker T is still a Hall of Famer. He's still cashing checks. He's not completely buried because his name is still well known. So you can't technically say that Booker T is buried because people know who Booker T is. If his career was dead in the water after what Triple H did, then I would say, yeah, he's buried. But no, the dude is not buried. He's like a freaking Hall of Famer. And everybody knows what he looks like, knows his name. He does commentary for every pay-per-view. He was even on Tough Enough. We know who he is, so he's not buried. But if people are upset about it, hey, they're upset about it. What if WWE had a white power staple to the like the Nation of Domination did? I hope they didn't. The Nation of Domination had a reason why they did what they did. They wanted to get out there and notice because they were being ignored. Possible reasons because of what they look like and their color. And I would be remiss to say if racism isn't out there. But I will say this. They did it for a reason. If you have a purpose behind what you do and you don't do it to either satirize something or if you're trying to like literally preach hate, then that's a completely different story. With the Nation Domination, they did it just to make a statement. They had the whole the African theme because of what was going on with them at the time, for the fact that they were being ignored because they were black. So that's the reason why they made that, and it actually was a very popular group. I mean, you don't really find groups like that anymore. But yeah, I mean, they had a reason why they did it. So if they did do that, usually it doesn't turn out good. When you have a white power staple, knowing how much history the KKK has, that's what people are going to automatically assume. So they shouldn't do it. Not at all. Your thoughts on Ben Fields? I think he was right. Hey, that's your opinion, dude. But all I can say is this. Nobody has a right to manhandle anyone, especially if it shows they haven't done anything wrong. When you see the shock in the class was on the teacher's face, this guy really hated that person for them being who they are, not for knowing who they are. And even if you know somebody like that, for crying out loud, have some respect. Handle it a different way. It's bad enough that cops are literally being persecuted because of these idiots that are out there, the ones that should be fired. Everyone else, the cops that actually do a good job and care about their job, are being persecuted because of idiots like that. Seriously. Nobody deserves to be manhandled in class when they could just be removed calmly. Period. So that's my opinion on that, and this is my Q&A. Guys, if you do have any more questions for me, by all means continue to send me questions, and also send it to me via YouTube or on Twitter. I will do my best to try to answer them as quick as I can, because unfortunately I had a very busy schedule and the weather has not been great here, so my internet has not been, well, efficient. But guys, I still thank you so much for staying patient with me. And those are my questions. So continue to send me questions via Twitter and YouTube. And also send them to me by Sunday so I can make sure that nobody gets left behind. But guys, those are my thoughts. Those are my answers to the questions. And thank you so much for listening. It's Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.